Hi there. Hello, family. I am Dr. Ifia Ajizam. I'm a medical doctor, an author, and an entrepreneur. Welcome to my channel. So this channel is about self-discovery, and I'm your self-discovery coach. And we've been on and on about your gifts and your talents. And today we're talking about letting your light shine. Yeah. Shine, baby, shine. So just picture you entering into a warehouse, a big warehouse. You don't know whether it's maize or it's wheat or probably even gold, just because the lights are off. Blackout, whatever you call it, the lights are off. And all of a sudden, someone flips the switch and you just see headlights all around and you realize that it's gold and it's, so many valuables, but you weren't able to differentiate just because the lights were off. That is the importance of light. Before we delve into this, I'm going to tell you a quick story and we'll come back to the story. So as I said, I went to medical school in China. And on one of such flights, a very long flight, 16 hours without transit, 22 hours including transit, and I normally would fly with Emirates. So one of those long trips, I'm tired, I've come back from, I'm going back to school, coming back from a restful vacation, but then you're just thinking about how the trip is going to be and all of that. Long story short, I was sleeping on the flight. I wasn't ready to talk or make conversation with anybody. So there was a certain gentleman that was sitting beside me. And right before we got to Dubai, the weather got bad. So we had to land in Abu Dhabi. And now when we landed in Abu Dhabi, we were in Abu Dhabi for about 5 hours because we weren't able to move to Dubai where the actual airport was because of the bad weather. And during the 5-hour wait, I fell asleep. Like I said, I was very tired, so I slept. And because the gentleman sitting beside me was friendly, I had a conversation with him. And then this conversation, ended up bringing up the fact that I'm a medical doctor in training in China. So whilst I was asleep, I couldn't care whatever was going to go on in my absence. That was silly old me then. And I wake up like 3-4 hours later and we're still at the same spot. So I asked the gentleman beside me and he was like, oh, we are here because whilst you were sleeping, someone fell ill and everything, and they were calling for a medical doctor and blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, why don't I go and check up on the person? And I was like, no, I feel like there are other people that could do this. This is not an opportunity for me to come out and whatnot. Long story short, I didn't own up to the fact that I was a medical doctor. I didn't own up to the fact that I had been trained to help in that particular situation. I didn't own up to the fact that I have the innate ability and the skill, even if putting my medical side part aside, me being there, me just touching the patient, me believing in the healing that is anointing that is upon me, to be able to transfer that to the patients, I didn't do that. The patient ended up going to a hospital in Abu Dhabi, being treated, taken on a wheelchair and everything. And it was one of the saddest moments in my life because I felt like I was hiding who I was. I was hiding my truth. I was dimming my light because I didn't feel like I was ready. So as I was discovering myself and I was developing myself, and I came to an understanding that, for someone to have to die or for someone to have to live is dependent on whether I use what I have learned and what I know or not. That realization alone took me from point A to point B. The next time I was on a flight was to Brussels. I took KLM from Ghana, Amsterdam, and then to Brussels, Belgium. So on such a flight, as usual, I go and read in my book or maybe talk to the person sitting beside me, whatnot. And all of a sudden, I hear on the PA system, is there any doctor on board? Is there any doctor on board? We need help. Is there any doctor on board? And I'm like, yes, this is an opportunity to redeem myself. Trust me, I'd barely started working now. I barely knew, but I was like, at least there are 1 or 2, 3 things I know should suffice. So I went in there. I went to see the patient. I checked the BP, I checked the vitals, I asked questions, are you okay? I went every 2 hours to check on the patients and all those things. And it was something I did. I didn't have to do much. I just had to be there to relay what I had learned, to relay the information I had received, why I had gone to school for 6 years, to relay the little that I had to save a life. Not just save a life, to make the journey more comfortable, because nobody would like to be on a flight where someone is sick. You'd never know what will happen. You wouldn't want any casualties on board. I wasn't expecting a reward. I wasn't expecting anything outrageous. And KLM came to me right before I ended the flight. The flight attendant of KLM came to me and offered me a 125 euro ticket off of my next flight just because I helped. And that was so rewarding. Just because I used the light that was within me. I didn't dim my light. I didn't feel like I was unimportant. I didn't feel like it wasn't yet my time to shine, because I'd come to that realization that in a dark room, in the midst of darkness, even if I am the only person that is shining, I illuminate the room. And that's one thing that I want each and every one of us to take home. Even if it's just you, that your light is shining and you are able to illuminate a room, is better than not shining at all. Right? This kingdom that we are in, the kingdom of heaven, is highly dependent on our light and the light we carry. Don't forget that you are a light bearer, and God is not going to give you something for you to sit on. He is going to put you on a hill. That's the extent to which you should shine. I always say that, if you are a bulb, that's fine. I mean, you light up a room. If you are a studio light, you light up a room. But if you are a laser light, you are focused, you are directed. It is just one single light, red light hitting a particular direction, one straight light hitting a particular focus, is able to do much more than a broad light. So in as much as I'm talking about light, in as much as I'm talking about being the light, in as much as I'm talking about letting your light so shine, be determined to focus, to streamline that light, to streamline that focus and produce the best version of yourself. Me going or walking to the person at KLM was me letting my light shine. It was a way of letting my light shine, illuminating the place, not making anyone on board feel awkward. Lightening up the place, literally lightening up the place, right? But imagine, just by that experience, me going back to my books, going back to what I know, tailoring what I know, making sure that the next time I'm going on a different flight, I'm going to carry my stethoscope, I'm going to carry my sphygmomanometer, I'm going to carry my glucometer, I'm going to carry all my stuff, just so that in case of any emergency, I am there to help. I have trained myself in any emergency to help. That is me being a laser. That is not me being just normal light, but being a laser. So that's just my advice to you today. Wherever you find yourself, with whatever you have, be the light. Shine. Shine, baby, shine. Until we meet next time, I've been your self-discovery coach, Ifya Ajinsam. Let me know your experience. Have you ever been in a situation where you had no option than to shine because you were the light? Share it in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Until we meet, bye.